It's August 2nd. I'm down here in Slocum. I didn't plan on doing a video today, but I figured what the heck. We'll open up some of these colonies, see how they're doing, and go from there. It's been a month since I've been down here. I think the last time I was down here was like maybe June 3rd or 4th. And so let's peek in a few and see how they're doing. At first look, they seem busy. I'm not sure what they're going after. I do believe there's a cotton field not far away. Maybe that's what they're working, but they're not super busy like in the middle of a big flow, but they are flying around definitely. You can tell by looking at them though that there's not the bearding that there was after we harvested in June, and so the population appears to be down some in these colonies, though there do seem to be plenty of bees in the colonies just at first glance. I got these bucket feeders from Greg at Nature's Image Farm, and we're working on a little experiment we're going to do. I can't talk a whole lot about it, but I think I can tell you we're going to be trying to make a few splits with some of his queens next week. So today, that's really my main goal, is to determine which of these colonies I might be able to split next week, but I also want to just check on the overall health of the colonies and show you how they're doing. One thing I really like about the bees today is that they have not been after me at all. Maybe there is a little flow of a cotton or something else coming in because they are so calm. It's the 2nd of August. It's very hot and humid and actually quite miserable out here, and they're just kind of going about their business. But we're going to crack open a couple here and see how they respond. Late summer splits in recent years. I guess I did some a couple of years ago and just almost destroyed a whole bee yard, but I learned some lessons with that. And so I'm going to try a few splits here in August and see how they do with some of Greg's queens. So it's been a month since I've been in them basically, so let's see how they're doing. I think there's a lot of bees in here. This might be one we can split right here. Just setting them up today or just trying to identify colonies that we can split. Really not seeing a lot of beetles at all. There's a few on the boxes here, just a very few. So last time I was in these bees was when I was placing these rock sand strips in here. It was July 3rd, I believe. It was that weekend anyway. Okay, so what I'm seeing is a little bit of nectar. We got larvae up through here, larvae up through there. So the queen is laying in this top box. This queen was actually a queen that I grafted last year. Look at that, wow. A lot of people are not real happy with the rock sand because the bees will tend to not do a whole lot underneath where the rock sand strips are, but that doesn't really bother me. It doesn't really bother me at all. So a lot of other room for the bees to lay, and it's not a big deal to me at all. Yeah, I think we could actually just kind of pull this top box off and make a split out of it, but I do want to peek down in the bottom box too and just see if they have food down there. We are going to, those buckets on there that I showed you earlier, we're going to change the lid out for a lid with a hole in it, put the buckets on here and let it drip to them. It's as thick as full strength corn syrup, which is a very similar viscosity as honey. So it'll be a slow trickle, but the idea is that it'll keep them happy. And so if we decide to pull a split, they'll be more likely to accept the queens. That's kind of what we're thinking. And yeah, they're getting a little bit feisty with it now. We haven't been in the bottom box of these hives much at all since really March. So we got brood down here too. Now my concern is there's really not much food down here. And so I think it'll be good to throw some food on here. I'll let them do their thing for a week. Kind of get them calmed down, let them store a little food, and then we're definitely going to feed the new split next week. This is definitely a hive. I think it's a great candidate for a split, so I'm going to go get a lid. It's got a hole in it. Tip the bucket upside down on here and go from there. Now, one thing that you'll notice in this colony is that it's not near as packed out with bees as it was when we had honey supers on here. If you'll remember from the honey harvest video, when we pulled the honey supers off, these hives were all just bearded up with bees, just covering them up. And I wasn't really concerned about them swarming because those are foragers, a lot of them are. And as we go into July and August here, the conditions get kind of tough and the bees breed way back. And so you'll see the population is good in here, but it's not near as heavy as it was a couple of months ago. So we got an old HTO lid here. Had this thing maybe since I started keeping bees back in 2013, 2014. I've had a long time. And you can see these lids last a long time, but I do have several of these with holes in them which are perfect for the bucket feeders. Bucket feeder from Greg Burns. He had the pre-drilled holes in here. It's a little plug. So let's go ahead and flip it upside down and feed these bees in the next few days. Get them prepped for split next week. And this next one, the one next to it, I think will be in a similar situation. Let's just open it up and see. Don't see as many bees on the front, but they are not as strong, I don't think. So I think we're just going to leave them alone. We do have some beetles, but it's just not a severe problem. At least not yet. I don't have a lot of those hive beetle traps. So yeah, they're not really doing anything with this box. So yeah, this will not be split. I'm going to leave them alone. This colony has been strong all year. So remember, this is the one we did the simple comb on. So they've been a nice colony all year long. And let's see how they're looking now. They are looking great. Attitude seems to be pretty good. I believe these two are bees from a queen that I grafted last year. I think all the ones on this pallet might be in that situation. Maybe the one on the far corner back over here wasn't, but pretty sure all the rest of them were. We're getting a little nectar from somewhere. Next frame over has brood in it. Oh yeah. I think that's really about all I need to see. I'm gonna feed these, we'll split these next week. That's really all I need to see when there's a darn beetle. It's not a bad problem. Some people really freak out if they see any beetles at all. If we open up a hive today and we see a bad beetle problem, I will be sure and show you. I'll let you peek in on what a real beetle problem looks like. Just had 7 mites in June when the bee inspector checked it out. Ooh. I'm mainly only going with the double deeps because that's what I want to split, I think. So we'll have an even-sized colonies. We got a lot of honey in this top box here, a lot of food. It's a good sign that these bees are not crazy, feisty today. I thought it would be worse. Yeah, really not seeing any brood up here at all. Now you might say, Bruce, if you got plenty of food stores, why are you feeding them? Well, talking with Greg, especially this time of the year, he and Zach recommend this too with his queens, is that you feed them to help with queen acceptance. And so I want to go by protocol and utilize the best method, from those that would know. I really think they might be okay in some of these if I didn't feed them, but let's just don't take any unnecessary risks. They're getting after me a little bit, not horribly. I do not believe this is a Hawaiian queen from Zach. I could be wrong. I think these are some of my genetics that have been around for a while. I hope you can hear me okay. I don't have my nice mic on, so just going with the phone mic here. Okay. That is a box of honey. Oh my gosh. Ooh. See if we can find any brood down here in the bottom box. We'll have to do a little mixing and matching of the frames on this colony as well when we make our split, because no brood in the top. Pretty nice brood pattern in the bottom. Next week when we go to make the splits, we'll just even the food out and then manipulate them as we need to. All right, that's what we're doing on this hot and humid August 2nd here in southeast Alabama. Okay, this was the dead out, and I'm going to show you the slime out, but I'll show you what happens underneath all this. See all those hive beetle larvae? See all the little hive beetles down there just doing their thing? So they're just down there reproducing, having a good old time. Look at them. I'm about to rock their world. Let me show you what I kind of like to do. I'm not recommending anybody do this, but I found it to be successful. In a true slime out, usually there's not all this yellow powder pollen right here like this. Usually they're just, might be thousands of larvae just squirming around and slime everywhere. This hive is not really a slime. It's just kind of, maybe it's already past that stage, I don't know. But I like to take my blowtorch and burning. They can't stand the heat. Get a couple of bees here or there, but there really aren't any bees left in here. So I'm mainly just killing beetles and larvae. So I'll just do this. This works really well if you got like, you don't have this yellow pollen stuff in here. You get right to the larvae better. Just cook them a little bit. But this way you know they're dead. Really not a big deal trying to take them anywhere, get rid of them. Just, you know they're not going to fall out on the ground and turn into beetles. It really works well. How about that? It kills them instantly when it hits them. But you do have to, in this situation, I do have to turn it over so they're exposed. As you can see. See how it just nails and hammers them. Beetles and larvae alike, they can't tolerate it. I couldn't either if I was in their situation, I'm sure. The frames are not in really bad shape. I'm gonna leave the boxes out here, and then next week when we do splits, I'll put them on top of deeps to kind of help manage the room and some of my busier colonies. Maybe that's what I'm planning on doing. So that's one strategy. If you come into the slime alley, you got hive beetles and hive beetle larvae everywhere, you can just burn them with a torch. They do not tolerate heat very well at all. Well, that's the wrap here in Slocum. It was hot. And get out of here and go to Applin Farms, but overall the colonies looked about like the ones I showed you. I did find two that were dead outs. The one that I showed you with all the hive beetle larvae, another was similar one. Had some bees in it, but I don't think there was anything going on. So I just went ahead and cleaned it up. I'll lift the boxes out here. We'll just stack them on something strong next week when we do the split. So anyway, I'm head over to Apple and do the same thing. Man, it's hot. We'll catch y'all next time.